All right, shalom, shalom. I'd like to start off first and foremost by giving all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Makar. Double honor to the elders and the apostles, a great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace, love, salutations to those that are doing this work in truth and sincerity. This is your brother Nathaniel up from the GMS Camp Atlanta, coming back at you through the Spirit with another lesson. I pray and hope this lesson is edifying. Now, real quick, I just wanted to go into the sedition that I believe that the federal government of Babylon, and the WHO is actually planning to collapse America, which is something that need to happen in order for the WHO to fully come into power. America can't exist unless the WHO falls. I'm sorry, the other way around. The WHO can't come into full power unless America falls. And America is being attacked from all sides, and one of the tools that they're using is they're targeting the people. And how are they doing this? They're targeting the people by causing the people to fight against the federal government by what they're doing. You're giving immigrants, $4,000 stipends a month and $6,000 rooms, and you're making that open. You're letting the public know. You're giving Ukraine billions of dollars, right? And you're doing that openly. And then when a catastrophe like this hurricane hits, you want to give them $750. Now, this only serves as a means to piss off the populace. Why? Because they want the populace to turn against the federal government. They want sedition. They want a civil war. They want this stuff because if these things happen, right, then America will be completely collapsed, and the infrastructure of America won't be here anymore, which will allow the new government, the WHO, to take over. September 23rd, the federal government signed over, Joe Biden signed over the sovereignty of America to the WHO, okay? Because he did this, if and when the American government collapses, that means that they'll be able to take over clean and clear. So they need the public to go crazy. So with everything that's going on, it just makes sense that they're doing all this shit on purpose. You don't have that level of incompetence and disdain for the people unless you're doing it on purpose. Okay? So I'm going to start off with 2nd Ezra, the 16th chapter, because ultimately this is the Lord that's doing this. Okay? This is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai that is causing these things to happen, to bring forth the prophecies that are written in the scriptures. All right? So the 2nd Ezra 16, and it says, "Woe be unto Babylon and Asia, woe be unto Egypt and Syria. Gird up yourselves with sackcloth and sackcloth and hair. Bewail your children and be sorry, for your destruction is at hand." So these things, destruction of Babylon is at hand. Okay, a sword is sent upon you, and who may turn it back? So war is coming, sedition is coming. All right, it's actually already here. We're in the beginning stages of it, as Elder Apostle Tahar already said that we're in the beginning stages of World War III and Jacob's trouble, which is true. The only thing that needs to happen is the full implementation of the RFID microchip. Okay? It says, "A fire is sent among you, and who may quench it?" Those are going to be those thermonuclear missiles. "Plagues are sent onto you, and what is he that may drive them away?" Shalaki, there's nothing you're going to be able to do to stop these plagues from coming. "May any man drive away an hungry lion in the wood? Or may anyone quench the fire in stubble when it had begun to burn?" It's not going to stop. "May one turn again the arrow that is shot of a strong archer?" So once that arrow is released, it's gone. "The mighty Lord sendeth the plagues, and who is he that can drive them away? A fire shall go forth from his wrath, and who is he that may quench it?" Okay, so we see that we have plagues, we have earthquakes, and those plagues can be, a plague can be anything. A plague is just basically something that causes destruction. So, the economy collapsing, that's a plague. Food shortages, that's a plague. Diseases, those are plagues. Okay? They cause destruction and discomfort, and that's all the plague is. Okay? Now, I'm going to play a couple videos here. And these videos are going to show that you're going to see, wait a minute, you're giving all this money to Ukraine. You're openly telling your public that you're not giving them shit. What do you think? What do you think these people are going to do? They're going to be mad. They're going to start to take things into their own hands because they're going to feel like the government is not going to protect them. And we're going to get that in 2nd Ezra, the 15th chapter. All right, so without further ado, let's go ahead and play. I'm going to play a couple of these videos. And Lord willing, this ain't a super long lesson.
Our report that Kamala Harris was on in one of the areas that was affected by the recent hurricane. And she said that the government was going to give the family $750. I am livid about that because I also saw a report earlier today that there's a hotel in Manhattan, and it's probably more than one, but this one in particular was totally full. The hotel was owned by the government of Pakistan, and they were receiving $6,000 a month per family that lives in that hotel. $6,000 just for housing that our government is paying for illegal immigrants to live in a hotel that's owned by a foreign government. And our Americans are down here. And have you seen the stories? Have you seen what they've lost? And she had the audacity to say, we're going to give them $750. $750. If that does not just make you livid, that our government no longer cares about Americans. This is our money from U.S. taxpayers, and they're only giving people here $750. That's the same thing that they gave to the people in Lahaina, and they had lost everything too in a fire. But they're going to give our people so little as they give all of our money to people who have not paid one dime into our tax system. Every dime that they get is from us, the people that lost everything in the whole eastern side, southeastern side of our country. Those people are suffering, and they're going to get $750. People that we don't know from other countries will get $6,000 just for housing. All
right, so it's all over TikTok. It's not going to be on the news, of course, but the Federal Emergency Management Association, better known as FEMA, is now arresting volunteers if they don't leave the Tennessee area or the North Carolina area. Anybody coming up there with heavy equipment to help, anybody coming up there to try to get food and other resources to the victims of this catastrophe is getting turned away with a full load, told that they don't need their help, that they've got it covered. Meanwhile, they're taking, the federal government is now stealing the donations for these people that the rest of the citizens have put together to try to help these people, and locking them away in storage and in warehouses for use pending approval on this one. So, maybe they'll get some, maybe they won't. So my message is to the American public. Where is our leadership? Where is our president? Where is our senators? Where are our congressmen? Who the fuck is going to step in and do something about this right now? Because what you're going to end up with is one hell of a fight on your hands, and it's coming. So we're going to need somebody with a suit and a fucking tie on to come talk this through and get it done and get those damn people out of there. Or somebody that doesn't have a fucking tie on and a suit is going to come over there and get them out of there. I want you to watch this video. And I want you to see the fear in this young girl's face when she's talking about they're arresting people. They're stealing the donations and locking them away. And if they don't leave, they're going to put them in jail. This is fucking FEMA.
All right. There's another video that I'm going to play. I got to find it. But it just proves that they know what they're doing, okay?
Development coming from Capitol Hill. So we are just over 40 days away from arguably the most important election in American history. And now Congress is pushing forward a proposed 28th Amendment to the Constitution of the United States. A new amendment right now, 40 days before the election. You can't make this up. It used to be that the deep state forces sort of operated in the shadows. We didn't know what they were doing. And now they're operating sort of right out in the public. Force-feeding information right to our members of Congress and force-feeding it to the Mockingbird media. Congress is openly telling us right now that they are prepping for a mass casualty event in Washington, D.C. Yes, mass assassinations of our members of Congress. I'm talking over 100 members of Congress killed in a single event. They're preparing for it, according to the Washington Post, and now confirmed by Politico. A bipartisan group of congressmen are suddenly concerned about the nation's preparedness for a catastrophic event. They're rolling out a plan for the 28th Amendment called the Continuity Amendment. Continuity of Government Amendment. So get this. They would allow members of Congress to be rapidly replaced in the event that 100 or more of them are suddenly killed. Because when you see these headlines from like the Washington Post and you read these stories from Politico,
all right, so why would all of these congressmen be killed? Well, it's because the people are going to turn against these cats. Okay? This is they're pretty much telling you that there's going to be sedition. All right? And it's going to get to the point to where the American people are going to want blood for the shit that they're doing. And this is all by design. Okay? So let's listen to a little bit more.
I want all of you to go a layer deeper. What's the real goal here? First of all, is to scare you, number one, right? That's what they're hoping to do, to scare you. Who knows if there's some sort of a false flag? Who the hell knows? Anyway, their main goal is to scare you. And then you want to go a layer deeper and find out exactly what they're trying to do here. So if 100 members of Congress are suddenly killed, no election would be needed, according to this new continuity of government plan. No election. Instead, no voters involved in a mass change of our government. Not at all. No voters allowed. Sound familiar? I don't know, the Obama coup that just removed President Biden from the ticket from running for office again without any voting by Democratic voters, placed Kamala Harris as the presumptive nominee.
Yes.
Sound familiar?
That happened
No
in
voters.
the year 2024.
We had a coup in the United States a few weeks ago. A Democratic coup in the United States a few weeks ago. And they removed a sitting president from the ticket, replaced him with their new puppet. And they did it.
Slovakia.
Amazing, actually. Sounds like something you'd hear about in North Korea, and we'd be mocking.
All right, so y'all see, they know something big is about to go down. All right, so let's go back to the second Ezra's. The 15th chapter. It says, "For the sword and their destruction draws nigh, and one people shall stand up and fight against another, and swords in their hands." That sound like civil war. Okay? I just read how the Lord gonna set the Egyptian against the Egyptian. Okay? And it says, "For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another, and they shall not regard their kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power." They're not going to listen to this government anymore. This government is shitting on these people. Okay, I got one more video I'm going to play, and then we're going to go back over this and we're going to close it out.
More than $1.5 billion to address Ukraine's. Pleased to announce that the United States will provide more than $1.5 billion to address Ukraine's humanitarian and energy needs.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750.
Pleased to announce that the United States will provide more than $1.5 billion to address Ukraine's humanitarian and energy needs.
And the federal relief and assistance that we have been providing has included FEMA providing $750.
Please.
You see that? So the people are seeing this shit, and it's pissing people off because they're doing it blatantly and out in the open. You don't think they know that this shit is out in the open? You don't think that they know that they're speaking out of two sides of their mouth? Of course they do. They're doing this on purpose because they want the sedition to happen so that everything can come into fruition. Hey, when the chip comes into full fruition, we gonna know, because we're gonna see America gonna fall. They're gonna implement this chip shit all across the world. The pieces that are left in America, you're gonna have to get chipped in order to get anything through the WHO. If you want that UBI, that universal basic income, you're gonna have to get it. All right. So there you go. So going back to the second Esdras, it says, for there should be sedition among men, verses 2 Esdras 15 and 16. For there should be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes. In the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. Because of their pride, the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and for great tribulation. So that's where we're headed. All right, that's where we're headed. The port strike has been averted, but I believe that's been done because they're just not quite ready for this place to shut completely down yet. Okay, because everything is controlled. Nothing is just gonna just happen. They are controlling every single thing. Now, it's all prophecy. Now, this is just me speaking as a man, right? But I believe that everything is being controlled, and some things are, not within their power. But this whole strike thing, this shit was controlled. It was stopped before it actually got out of hand because they still need America for a few more things. But once they're finished, this shit gonna crumble. Okay, this shit is going to crumble. All right, so just keep watch because it's gonna happen very soon. This sedition and everyone turning against the government, the civil war, all that shit is about to go down very soon. All right. So with that, I pray this is an edifying lesson. I'm ended off by giving all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostle, great meal. So until next time, I can say Shalom.